Good evening and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham, glad to have you along. Week 4, All Saints and Peck.
Week 4, it seems like yesterday that we were just talking about the preseason, and now we are in Week 4 and a pivotal matchup here at St. Stan's Field between the All Saint Cougars and Peck. So I'm looking forward to it. Both teams are coming in at 2-1. I think it's going to be an exciting game. Still looking forward for All Saints, but on the flip side of it, again, Week 4. We're close to basketball season.
The season after today will be at the midway point for us for the year. But Peck is 2-1 on the year. The common opponent is Caseville, and Caseville this year is like everybody's homecoming game. They really are not able to put it together. And as the kids you talked to said, the only thing wrong with Caseville is they can't tackle.
Yeah, they were talking about watching film today, and they're like, if Caseville could have done this or this or this, it would have been a better game and a more competitive game. And I looked at them and I was like, that's like saying every tackle is a touchdown-saving tackle, because if you don't tackle him, he's going to keep going. So it happens.
Well, the Cougars, after a tough first game loss, have really put things together the last 2 weeks. But the one thing they've got to do this week is go through some injuries. They're at the midway point of the year, and that's just part of football.
It is, and I think the big thing for All Saints and Coach Eric Gus specifically is Week 1, you had a very good opponent in Deckerville. Week 9, you have a very tough opponent in Brown City, and what you have in between there is your conference games. And I think for him to be able to see how good and what their progress has been is going to be everything, wedged in between, sandwiched in between those two games. Now, getting to Week 9 injury-free in football is an anomaly. You're going to have some bang-ups because of the game itself, but I think if you can get through this game and, again, put yourself in a great position to take the conference lead, and I think that's goal number 1, win the conference, get to the playoffs, and kind of see. But as far as All Saints is looking right now, they want to make sure their measuring stick is on different levels. Things that we see may not be what Coach Gus is going to be measuring on Sunday.
You got Coach Wetters, obviously. I mean, he's third-year starter on this football team, and he's the one that stirs the pot.
He does, and he's got some weapons. Bo Williams, obviously, we talk a lot about over the years. Another junior, he come a long way. He's been up here since a freshman, and he made an immediate impact as a freshman. And his speed, but again, now you're in third year, so everybody has film on you, so everybody knows about him. So I think a lot of X factors tonight will be the key, and where Jack can kind of spread the ball around a little bit, maybe get his tight ends in action. I know Oaks Lene is moving to tight end, or has moved to tight end, and is expecting to get a little look tonight. So I think that's going to be the thing. Again, things that the coaching staff of All Saints is looking for may not be the same things we're looking for, but at the end of the day, they want to get the W. They want to make sure that they're positioned well in the conference, to get themselves in position to win the conference, and then, again, get better by Week 9 and then get ready for the playoffs.
Well, it should be a fun matchup tonight. We're excited about the possibilities. Very slight chance of rain, but it never rains on Cougars football. That about puts the wraps on our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show. All the game action in just a moment on BCTV. Good evening and welcome back to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. It's our special honor and pleasure to have Darcy Long. She is the principal over at Bay City Academy, and we were just talking, Darcy, that already since 2019 this cooperative started.
Yeah, it's been an amazing experience for our kids. All Saints needed some numbers. We didn't have enough for a program, so it's been a great partnership ever since.
When this was approached in 2019, talk about those initial discussions.
Yeah, so we had been looking. We had enough athletes that we felt that we could have some viable kids for a program, but of course we're much smaller than all the other schools in the area. So All Saints actually approached us and asked if they'd like to form a partnership, and it's been absolutely wonderful since we've been in the partnership together.
Awesome.
Now, as far as the partnership goes, it includes basketball, football that we know of, but what other sports have we co-opted with Bay City All Saints?
Every sport that they offer, we take part in, and then we also sponsor cross country that their students are able to participate with us. Okay. So all the sports under their shield except cross country is under our shield together.
Well, and this is actually for Jason. also talking to the kids in the hall, does that add a little extra layer of excitement?
Well, I think every time you come to school on a Friday or even a Thursday when the kids are wearing their football jerseys and, they're showing pride, they know that they're representing Bay City Academy first and foremost, but to be able to honor the tradition Bay City All Saints has laid out for so many years, I think it's really a great stepping stone for our players and for our students because, we get to be involved with the homecomings. We get to be involved with the different pep rallies. There's a lot of things that we're involved with the All Saints, a lot of great things outside of just the sports co-op.
Well, and your consistency and leadership and longevity, the stability that brings to the school is fabulous.
Yeah, it's been quite a ride. I've been there 9 years, and obviously we have a little bit of a checkered past, but we have a great, amazing team that's been with us for a number of years. We have Brandon Deacons that's been running our athletics programs. He's an All Saints guy. He knows the program well. That's only done more and more to help our partnership, and our school's grown the last 7 years. We have upwards of 150 kids in our high school now, and we just keep growing. We're out of space. That's our problem. But our athletes, we've sent more and more over to All Saints, and our kids gel together. You wouldn't know an All Saints kid from a Bay City Academy kid. They work great together. They're friends together. Our kids come to these games. You'll see a whole cheering section, and they're intermingled with All Saints kids. So it's been a great partnership for everybody.
Well, we appreciate you spending a minute with us, and continued success and longevity at BCA.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, guys.
We'll be back as our pregame show continues right here on Covenant Healthcare's Pregame Show.
At Covenant Healthcare, we take caring for kids very seriously. That's why we've established Covenant Children's Hospital, home of the Great Lakes Bay region's only pediatric emergency care unit, the only Level 3 regional neonatal intensive care unit, part of our state-of-the-art birth center,
popsicles,
and the region's only pediatric intensive care unit.
Our pediatric ICU has specialized equipment designed for treating children and board-certified pediatric intensivists specifically trained to deal with the unique needs of pediatric care.
As a pediatrician, it's rewarding to work at a hospital with so many resources devoted to kids' care.
Covenant Children's Hospital offers a wide range of pediatric specialty services, such as pediatric cardiology, orthopedics, treatment for autism, diabetes, and sleep disorders, as well as pediatric rehabilitation at Mary Freebed Rehabilitation.
They have stickers!
And at every step of the way, our child life specialists guide them, making their Covenant experience a positive one. Covenant Children's Hospital is also home to the Central Michigan University Pediatric and Obstetrics and Gynecology residency programs, training the next generation of physicians.
They won't let you be a doctor without one of these.
A children's hospital is more than a building with colorful walls. Rather, it is the embodiment of the hearts and minds of all of us committed to the well-being of children.
We're dedicated to providing extraordinary care to infants and children so they can get back to the serious business of being kids.
Good evening and welcome on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham along with you. The kickoff is taken at the 35-yard line by number 5, McNary. And he goes laterally, picks up about 3 on the return, gets back to the 38. So great starting field position for the All Saints Cougars.
I think Dorian was a little surprised. He's like, I got the ball. I'm normally on defense. Who do I hit?
Well, we're going to look for north-south on that when you get the kickoff, but still very sure-handed and got a few yards after he caught the ball. It'll be 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars. Seems like he's been a starter forever in his 3rd year under center, Jack Wetters. And that handoff goes to Bo Williams off the left side, and Bo picks up a solid 5 on 1st down before he's brought down by a couple of defenders, led by number 54, Blake Trombley.
Well, I think one of the things about Bo, and going again from his freshman year when I was here, we were here last year. The game got lightninged out, the opening game, but he's bigger, much bigger. He's noticeably different.
Well, with me, the word that I say he's added to his repertoire is vision. as that was a nice counter to the fullback for the All Saints Cougars. He sees the hole a whole lot better than he did as a freshman. He just tried to rely on speed before. Charlie Warren, that ball carrier, picking up a couple of quick ones. It'll be 3rd and manageable 3.
Yeah, Charlie Warren's another guy, another name we've mentioned. I think Bo Williams, Jack Wetters, Charlie Warren, a lot of familiarity with those guys. So look for big gains from all of them.
There goes Jack up the middle, and he drops the football. And it looks like the Peck Pirates are going to have their hands on the football, as Jack was struggling for a little bit of extra yardage and didn't tuck the mail away.
No, it looks like Pullman came up number 7 for the Pirates of Peck with the pigskin. So, again, we didn't talk about it so much before the game, but we always know going into these games, penalties, turnovers can really, really, really affect how the game goes for both teams.
Absolutely, and those are key factors in the game. We'll find out how things go as the Peck Pirates on first down are trying to go over the middle, just in and out of the hands of Boshaw. And that was a beautifully executed play. And I hope that was, number 2, West on the play. But, boy, when you get your fingertips on it, you like to think as a team getting the ball that you're going to haul that in.
Well, you got 2 players right now that are, one, the quarterback, maybe just a little bit more air on it, and then the receiver that just, again, hands are on it, fingertips are on it, let's bring it in, and that would have went for 6.
That was definitely defensive backs peeking into the backfield. 5-man front defensively. Handoff up the middle for absolutely nothing as Cameron Watson was tattooed by, amongst others, Bo Williams.
Well, Bo got in there, and I think Jack Wetters wanted to finish him off. I think he's still smarting a little bit from losing the ball. Jack is a player, again, 3-year starter. He prides himself a lot on the turnovers, on the non-interceptions, and making sure. So I know right now, and his grandfather down there on the sideline scowling still from the turnovers. So he knows he's going to get an earful one way or the other.
Well, it is 3rd down and 8, trying to go to the outside. Back cutting across the grain and going absolutely nowhere once again. As coming up defensively is Dorian McNary to make the hit. So a modest gain of 1. And that time Wetters, in his 3 years, he started as a safety. He moved up to the linebacker. Now he's on the line. He actually got pinched on that play, so he's got to make sure that he's got contained, but he got just enough outside leverage to force that back to the inside, 3 and out for a punt. Here's the punt formation, and nobody back for All Saints. I'm not certain that they thought he was going to kick it, and boy, that thing's going to roll down and get into the end zone. So you love the roll, and that ends up being about a 48-yard kick. And 28 on the net as the Cougars get a break, and we'll get that ball at the 20-yard line. And their second offensive possession looked like they were able to move the ball a little bit, just got to hang on to the mail.
Yeah, I think so. And again, Coach Gus is going to have that quick conversation. But those conversations have to be quick because, again, Wetters hasn't come off the field except to talk to Coach for a split second, get back on the field, and go make some tackles. He was in on 2 of the 3 tackles on that first possession on the defensive side of it.
And you got normally about 28 to 30 kids. Now you got 17 healthy, and that's with a few bodies coming up from the JV. So Sean Sullivan's got his hands full trying to keep these troops healthy and playing. Nice little job of sealing the corner. Bo Williams using his feet to get about a 6 or 7 yard gain before he's finally tackled on the play by number 7, and that's Jan Pullman.
Yeah, you talked about one of the things you have noticed the most about Williams outside of the size getting a little bit bigger is the vision. And again, not necessarily just running where you're supposed to run, but running to what's open, running to what's being set up. And I think that's a maturity standpoint. And again, only a junior.
Well, and Lene had a nice block on this near side of the field, too, and Bo read it well and picked up a solid 7 on first down. Motion to the wide side of the field, and the ball carrier is Warren. and he gets stopped short of the first down marker. He may not have got back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to call it a loss of a yard on the play.
No, so in 8-man football, we're still going to call that a sweep action, correct?
Yes.
All right. So, he sweeps down, and again, I thought the defensive integrity, the defensive assignment, the defensive lane down there by number 7 Pullman has been impressive. Even in the first drive, he's really doing a good job of maintaining what he has to do, and was able to stop Warren behind the sticks.
Well, in 8-man, it's called airplane sweep, not jet sweep. There's a great job by Wetters. He cuts the seam. He's at midfield. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown. Oh, my. That fake, and he split the seam and put on a burst. Pretty safe to say that he may have made up for that first turnover with a really nice read and run. And even the MedStar folks down here, they got the old flashers going, too, trying to get in on the fun.
Well, I'm looking more at Grandpa. He had the arms crossed, scowl, and now they're on the hips. So he's like, okay, he's not bad. He's 1 for 2. Hasn't thrown the ball yet, but he's 1 for 2.
It's a great night for football. The extra point try is no good. We've got time out of the field with 7:51 left in the first. The All Saints Cougars strike first and are up 6-0. Back in a moment on BCTV. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam or give us a call at 989-684-9607. Back on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham. Glad to have you along tonight, producing, directing, and filming. Nick Page up in the penthouse suite. Cougars strike first, Jason.
They do, and made up for that first possession. And I thought, again, Jack Wetters taking control, kind of what we expected as he not only quarterbacks, not only does he lineback, but he also is the place kicker.
Jan Pullman tries to come around the corner, Tom West, and he's another big kid. They got a couple of really tall wide receivers that Cougars might have their hands full if this quarterback can make things happen tonight.
Well, I was looking at him before the game, and I was looking at the All Saints size, and outside of Jack, you're really looking at a big difference. They got a couple of guys that tower over, but again, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the dog.
Well, and I looked at Peck's roster. They've only got 2 seniors on it, so they're still a young team, and back with an opportunity to have that run-pass option and wide open down the field. It's caught by number 3, and that's Alfaro, and he loses his helmet. He'll have to come off the field. How about that touchdown-saving tackle by Dorian McNary?
He came, he saw the guy go over it, and again, we're going to have to talk about this from a defensive standpoint. They are breaking containment, and then not only are they breaking it, they're getting well behind 5-10 yards. So a great job by McNary for chasing them down. But, they're going to have to do a better job. And I don't know, again, if they're expecting this type of passing game against Peck or from Peck, or if this is kind of something that they're just throwing out there based on what they've seen in the All Saints defense.
Well, and Cal Hayden is rolling to open area on the field, so he isn't going to get anywhere at all. It's stuffed by Backus as he came out and really leveraged, and the rest of the defense flowed very well to the football.
3, 5, 12, 58, 17, 2. I mean, they were all over there. Omaha.
Yeah, you got to love when the contained man brings the ball, the runner back to the inside, and you've got the defense flowing to the football.
Well, it brings up a 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line, so this is going to be a big opportunity for the Cougars defense to maybe put their feet in the ground and get a stop. This is going to be huge for both teams.
Well, Hayden back again, and Hayden is one of the 2 seniors, and the ball is intercepted.
Woo, Bo Williams. I see you, Bo.
Oh,
Odell.
He goes up in the air and gets that pick, and Hayden underthrew that ball, but Bo Williams said thank you very much, and I think he'll get that ball back at about the 9-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars.
Well, you couldn't have asked for a better change of events there, from the again, why is it important you don't give up on the tackle for McNary chasing him down, getting the tackle, forcing the first and goal to a 2-yard loss, and then big Bo Williams coming up with the interception.
Yeah, great maturation through the 3 years for him. Cutting back across the grain. He's got some daylight. He's cruising down the field, and if he stays on path, he might only have one man left to beat. Puts his shoulder down and gets all the way out to the 42-yard line. Look at Misty Michelle out there, our line judge in the first half, showing you a little of the hops that she has on the field. So about a third or fourth
flag that just got thrown into the fracas here, so I'm not quite sure. This was just thrown, so it was after the play. He's calling him back. I'm not sure. I thought the block, I don't think it was illegal. I don't think it was blindsided. I think that Gavin Akins should have maybe blocked the other guy, but either way, right now we do have an injured Pirate on the floor. I'm already thinking basketball.
Oh, boy.
So what? A pass interference.
We're going to have pass interference.
On the run? Tell me. IBM, you make the call.
I don't think you can have pass interference on a run play, but the foul occurred at the 30-yard line, so it was still enough to move the sticks. It'll make it a 1st and 10, but I got to believe that it was a block in the back, and he didn't get his other hand behind with the push.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let you go because, as you officials, you guys are never wrong.
Well, we got to stick together. But again, nice run, nice opportunity. Bo running to daylight. Didn't give up on the play to this side, which the defense had covered very well. And he probably had to run 70 yards to make 20 or 25. And
just to get called back for a 2-yard gain.
Look at this. We do have official number 5 coming out onto the field. So this is going to be very nice to have that extra set of eyes out in the field. There's Bo again, cutting to the outside, and he's going to pick up about 9 yards on the play. And I think they're going to put Mr. Michelle in as the back judge.
Or he's just going to stand next to her.
Well, we'll find out. I think they're going to put him in the middle and move the umpire back to the back judge spot. So
awesome. Very good.
Great to have the extra pair of eyes out there. 2nd and 1 for the All Saints Cougars.
Charlie Warren with the little trap. That has not worked in the first 2 plays. However, you have to run it again because you don't know when you're going to get that defense going to Bo Williams or getting their eyes caught in the backfield, maybe with the fake with Wetters holding it.
And I love that play even when it's not successful for that reason. You got to keep the defense home. So now if Bo gets the ball or if Wetters gets the ball, then they don't have to worry about that backside pursuit coming quite as quickly.
Big 3rd down, 3rd and 3 from the 28.
Bo Williams moving in and out. Look at him falling forward enough to move the sticks out to the 32-yard line. That finish was textbook.
Well, I don't know if it was Walter Payton or Eric Dickerson, but that was one of the first times I have ever heard Pat Summerall and John Madden talk about how a running back falling forward gains you 2 more yards that you don't think about, but when you fall forward in this situation on a 3rd and 3 and you fall forward a couple of yards on the first initial hit, it gets you the 1st down.
So there goes the Cougars on offense again, and Wetters is going to look to throw the ball, and now he's got to make one man miss. He cuts back across the grain to daylight again. He's a little faster than the defense thinks at the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown. Oh, 2 really big shows here in the first quarter for Mr. Jack Wetters. Defensive safety came up, Jason. Thought he had a perfect angle on Wetters. Wetters turned on the jets and absolutely outran that person to the spot.
So would you call him
yes.
Benny?
Super Benny and the Jets. So up 12-0 with 4 and 23. great drive for the Cougars again, because through that drive you're keeping that potentially potent Peck offense off the field.
You are, and I was watching the football game last night, and Coach Sala from the New York Jets talks about getting that 2-touchdown lead and how important it is. And the Cougars go up right now. They're going to go for 2 to try to make up for the botched snap on their first extra point attempt.
Coming back, and the little flick to the outside. And that conversion is no good. Time out on the field with 4:23 left in our first quarter of play. The All Saints Cougars 12, the Peck Pirates nothing. Back in a moment on Bay County TV. Founded in 2011, Renew Physical Therapy has quickly become the Great Lakes Bay region's fastest growing patient-centered physical therapy and rehabilitation specialists. With 16 locations to serve you, our friendly, highly qualified staff of physical, occupational, and massage therapists take great pride in offering one-on-one treatments through customized plans to help you achieve the best possible outcome for your health. Our offices accept most major insurances and are well-versed in navigating the complexities of insurance policies, ensuring you receive the coverage and benefits you deserve. Visit our website at renewpt.com to request your appointment today. Back on Bay County TV as the All Saints Cougars have hit pay dirt twice in the first quarter, Jason, and are off to a great start offensively.
Well, I think right now, if they can get one more stop, I think they can start putting some doubt into the Pirates' minds, and I think this is going to be a big possession for the Cougars' defense.
Very indecisive on that return for number 2, Tom West. He really was searching from an angle to get upfield that wasn't there, and the Cougars do a great job of holding them back to the 25-yard line for their start position.
No, they did, and it was like he was waiting for something to happen that just wasn't materializing out there for him.
Well, it's something that we've seen. At least the defensive backs can't peek into the backfield for too long. They've got to make certain that they've got pass responsibility covered, because Peck has shown some great plays, and we have got a penalty flag down on the play.
Well, technically it just came out of her pocket. It wasn't on the field.
That way you don't got to pick it up. Dead ball, false start on the offense. Nobody moved, so normally that's something that's on the center. And sometimes the umpire can't get a good look at the center as the ball is being snapped, but one of your wing officials can see that movement, and a great job. Now it's first down at 15 yards to go as Peck showed pass on first down. They have not been able to run the ball, but they certainly have had some success through the air.
We got Akins, you've got Warren, and you've got Williams back there patrolling the backfield. So for the defensive backfield for the Cougars, and now they moved Wetters into more of a traditional linebacker position and off the end line.
Well, and I think he'll be able to take one of the, and that ball is a perfect strikeout. It's completed on the sideline to Costa, except he's not in the game.
It's a heck of a catch. You know what? But, again, you just threw the interception. It's a great – I always love it when you were able to get your quarterback out there, shake the interception off, get back out there, roll out there, and then try to make something happen. Nothing was there. Didn't want to force it. Didn't want to risk another turnover. Throw it away and live for 2nd and 15.
Well, that's a senior, one of 2 seniors on the team, and he absolutely did that to live for another down. It's handoff going right up the middle, spinning away from the first tackle, but great perseverance defensively by Bo Williams to run that play down.
Yeah, Bo and Charlie Warren on the tackle there. And this is one of those things where you're looking at, when it comes down to depth, I mean, we're talking a lot of names, a lot of two-way players right now for the Cougars. So this goes back to Coach Gus in the summer and the conditioning and the training and everything else that those guys have been preparing for, knowing that they're going to have to play, in this case, 48 minutes.
Well, and Peck has only got 16 players here. The Cougars dress 17, so the conditioning is going to be huge because both teams are going to be running a lot of two-way players. And that out in the flats, and again, the Cougars just fly into the football, making that a gain of about 6 out to the 30-yard line. All Saints, those Honolulu blue? Nope, we're going to call them Carolina
blue. Let's not get crazy.
We don't want to go full Honolulu on them, but that was a great job by those jerseys getting to the football. A lot of hats. So it'll be 4th down and 6 yards to go.
This has got to be one of those situations as you're the coaching staff for Peck that you wonder, at what point maybe what did you want to get it to maybe consider going forward on 4th down?
Well, at your own 30, it makes it really tough. So this is a returnable ball as Bo makes the first person miss, sidesteps the second, gets into Peck territory down to the 41-yard line as Bo is doing a great job in the open field of making the first couple of people miss.
Well, again, you alluded to it, and I mentioned it a couple of times. It's the vision that is so much different than I think when he was a freshman. It was just use your speed and try to outrun everybody. And as you get a little older, a little bit more mature, and varsity level is catching up with you, and other players are equal in speed, you have to come up with something else. What are you going to do to improve yourself? And I think that vision is huge for him.
Stronger, smarter, and vision. Those are the 3 things he's added since his freshman year to this program. As he comes in motion to the near side of the field, Wetter's back, and they're going to throw a little pass on the outside. Very well done to Warren. Warren down the sideline. He gets down inside the 10-yard line to about the 6 or 7-yard line before he's brought down. Just a simple, easy pass for Wetters to flip out there, and it turns into a big one.
A couple of things. Oaks Lene from the tight end position slipped out into flat, untouched, unlooked, and I think that's one of the things that, he can go back and say, hey, look, we run that again, because Jack did a great job of looking it off. Even though he was open, he knew that if he got that defensive shift, it would give Charlie just maybe that daylight, just a little bit of crack of daylight for him to be able to do what he just did.
Wetters on the quarterback draw. He gets down to about the 5-yard line, so he picks up about 5 yards on the play. He'll be just short of the 5-yard line, but with 2:09 and counting in the first quarter, up 12-0. Red zone opportunities once again for the offense.
Well, again, we talked about it just before that Peck drive about how important it was for Peck to get something sustained and how important it was for All Saints to get that stop. All Saints gets a stop. They go down the field, having a chance right now to put it in.
And Bo Williams had a nice hole to go through, but unfortunately we got a false start on the offense. So the 5-yard gain on first down is going to be negated. And that will make it a 2nd down and 10-yard to go situation with $1:48 left in the first.
Tell you what, with all this running right now, I know it's making Coach Beisel smile. 8-man football used to be just winging the ball around and trying to use speed, and he loves this grinding out type of game that the Cougars have implemented into their system.
Well, let's see what Coach Gust has dialed up here on 2nd down and 10. Oh, what a great back across the grain. And cuts back to the inside, making a person miss. Bo Williams into the end zone. It's another All Saints Cougar touchdown. Boy, just absolutely made 2 people look silly out there on the outside. And again, Wetters is just using that as his check down. And Bo Williams just makes it look easy into the end zone. Now let's see if the Cougars can actually convert on an extra point on the untimed down.
Oh, well, again, way to go by Jack Wetters, looking off Bo until the last possible moment to get it back to him. So, credit Jack. Again, his vision has improved greatly as a junior leader on this squad.
So there goes motion. Wetters to the outside. He's going to go to the corner and just cruises in from the 3. Timeout on the field with 1:39 left in the first. The All Saints Cougars 20. The shell-shocked Peck Pirates nothing. Back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham. Glad to have you along. 3 Cougar touchdowns in the first quarter. Let's thank a few of our sponsors. Covenant Healthcare, Renew Physical Therapy, Village Towing, Sandlot Sports, the Bay City All Saints Booster Club, and we have got Tim Bonacek and Vaughn Bagick. So we thank all those people for helping make Bay County TV sports go. There's another nice return by Tim West as he tries to get to the outside. He runs out of real estate. Just doesn't look like he's running with a purpose on that return.
No, I'm not sure if it's just not if he's going off script or where they want to get their blocking set up, but Tom West is definitely has received a couple of kicks so far, and the uncertainty is kind of bewildering, I guess, to sort of speak. You know, he's just not following what we're seeing from up here. He's kind of going off script. So,
well, you almost have to run a return with reckless abandon, hoping your vision can spot a hole for you to get through. And he's sitting back and just kind of about 2/3 speed coming up to the play, and he's allowing the Cougars to really trap him in again. 25-yard line for the last one. This one at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Trying to go up the middle and just barely getting the handoff. Lucky that he held on to it. As
Jack Wetters blew that line up, and then Dorian McNary helped finish it off. So
Jacob Hart was like, what in the world just hit me? As that's a loss of 5 yards, but I credit the young man for being able to keep his hands on the football.
Well, right now, talking about turnovers, All Saints, the only thing that they have done wrong in this first quarter of action as we get down to the 1-minute mark here in quarter number 1 is that first possession turnover, the fumble on possession number 1. So everything else, the Cougars have been clicking on all cylinders as McNary's chasing down the quarterback and forcing an errant throw as he's going to get targeted, not targeted, but hit with a roughing the passer.
And the thing is, I believe, I did not see it only out of the corner of my eye, but I think the hit started before because that was a terrible 10-yard pass. It was thrown around the ankles.
He threw it was one of those things where he forced the errant throw because he was already there and finishing up he can't come to a complete stop. You just can't. I don't care who you are. It's no different than a charge in basketball. And you're running full speed, those big fellas, you run people over. You don't want to.
Yep. It's just part of your natural momentum, and I didn't see if he tried to pull up again. It was on the backside of the play, and I was watching the flight of the football, but the official was in perfect position to make that call. He made it. It's 1st and 10 for the Peck Pirates. 50 seconds left, and it looks like Peck is going to want to take a timeout here. I don't know what that might be for, but we'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
As the voice of Michigan student-athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stand should have fun,
but not take focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student-athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student-athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect for all those involved in the game.
Enjoy the game.
Welcome back on BCTV. Another pass attempt to the outside, and that's thrown to a spot where the wide receiver cut the route off. That was Alfaro it was intended for, and Hayden anticipated Alfaro was going to be someplace that he never got to.
Well, I think the defensive secondary has smarted because, again, talking about missed opportunities, so far Peck has had 2 opportunities where we both could have both been potentially touchdowns. So, you know, their defensive backfield is not necessarily getting stuck with their eyes in the backfield and making sure they maintain their areas of coverage.
Well, and Hayden has not had a lot of time to throw the football. They've put a lot more pressure on him as of late, trying a little counter-action play, and it looked good at the beginning, but again, the Cougars flight to the football led by number 56, and the young man I do not have. Maybe that was our number 58 out there.
At 58 out there, 58
Gottlieb.
and 17, Gottlieb, and number 17, Jack Backus there, the sophomore Backus. Again, not over-pursuing, making sure you're sending them back to where you knew your help is at. Great job by the defensive front.
And I understand Peck with 10 seconds left, they're not going to need to get another play off here. But they're trying to establish just enough of a run to set up their pass. But we'll talk more about it at the end of the first quarter. The All Saints Cougars 20, the Peck Pirates nothing. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local source for team uniforms, sports spiritwear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spiritwear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride. Customize your fundraising to reach your team goals. Get started online at sandlotsports301.com or at any one of our 3 convenient Great Lakes Bay locations. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your team, our passion.
Good evening and welcome back here to the start of the second quarter. The All Saints Cougars dominate the first quarter, and it's 3rd and 8 for the Peck Pirates. Here comes the pressure up the middle, and another low pass again as late pressure came up the middle for the Cougars. And I don't think that allowed Hayden to step into that throw, and he short-armed it around the ankles of the intended receiver, and another defensive stop for the Cougars.
Yeah, I thought McNary did a nice job getting in there. And again, it's not necessarily getting the sack. It's making the quarterback uncomfortable. He's already going back into a 5-7 yard drop back. And not being able to plant to get going forward, it really affects the throw on the pass.
We'll see if Bo gets another clean. Nope, he'll have to pick this up on the bounce, and he'll be better off just letting it roll, even though it takes a great Pirate roll down to the 24-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars with 11:46 left in the first half. And, boy, if the Cougars put together another drive here and score, it's really going to be tough for the Peck Pirates to come back.
It is. I still am waiting. I really believe that these last couple of plays that they've set up, the almost a little screen pass, little bubble screen type deal going back, is going to set up maybe a tight end slip. And Lene has opened up a couple of times in the flat, number 18 for the Cougars. Just expect that. I'm looking. I think it's going to come.
There's a nice little counter up the middle, and there's a gain of about 7 yards on the play. And how about
going.
Charlie Warren? He does
going.
not want to go down. His forward momentum is going to take him up over the 30 to the 31-yard line. So they're going to give him a 7-yard gain on first down, and that's a great little run cut back across the grain for Charlie.
Well, it does, but then it opens up your playbook for Coach Gust on 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4 is a lot different than 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9. So great pickup on first down for the Cougars.
Single back again is Bo Williams. Wetters under center. Wetters on the keeper, and he tries to make the first person miss, but hanging on for dear life down at the bottom of the pile was number 7, Ian Pullman.
Well, that was a big stop right there for the Peck Pirates on second down. With last couple of times Wetters has tucked that ball, he's gone for about 50 yards each time. So good stop there. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 from the 27 with just 10 minutes and 40 seconds left here in our first half.
So this is one of the few 3rd and long situations the All Saints Cougar offense has had to deal with in this football game.
Yeah, well, it's pretty easy not to get in 3rd and longs when you've got, Bo Williams and you got a little reverse action here. So Charlie Warren's trying to get to the outside as he gets here, and he cuts up field, and he is
Oh, look at Charlie go. The 20, the 15, the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's another All Saints Cougar touchdown. And again on that play, watching Ian Pullman, he really never accelerated at the end of that play. So I'm wondering if he's playing less than 100% tonight.
Well, I give that part of it, but I thought Warren's ability, to stay in bounds and then turn it up when it looked like the Pirate defense was at least going to force him out of bounds. Maybe it was still going to be a first down, but still definitely credit to Charlie Warren on that one.
Vision. That time Vision played his blocks to a T, and once he got into the open field, he showed you a little burst of energy.
Because it's not just the Bo Williams speed show or the Jack Wetter speed show. Charlie Warren's got himself some speed.
There's a whole lot of offensive yards put on the board here in the first half. So coming back off the field, they got the personnel figured out. And I think the Cougars take a timeout just because they did not want to get that flag.
Because they have 7 on the field right now.
Well, that might be part of the issue, too. So we'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Back here on Bay County TV as the All Saints Cougars up 26-0, trying for the 2-point conversion as Coach Gust has the proper play called. Bo Williams is going to send that ball to the corner. And just out of bounds. Great play and just maybe needed to throw it a split second sooner. So great design, but the conversion is no good. Again, time out of the field with 10 and 12 left in the first half. 26-0. The All Saints Cougars on top, and we'll keep it right here. And we will talk about on Saturday, November 2nd at 5:30 at the Pier Marquette Depot in downtown Bay City. Our school community will be hosting a new fundraising event. It's called All Saints Schools Elevating Excellence. It's a catered meal, refreshments, entertainment, raffle, silent auction, and a panel raise auction. So trying to get new entry-level doors, security hardware through the main campus. A Duralast roof system has been installed on the middle and high school buildings. Brand new parking lot. So if you are interested, November 2nd, starting at 5:30, Pier Marquette Depot in downtown Bay City. And look at the school Facebook page or contact the school office for more information. And again, amongst others, like to thank the All Saints Booster Club for their continued support over the many years of our program here on BCTV.
Yeah, they're a great group, great organization led by a lot of great people who have been involved either as a student or a parent of a long time here at All Saints. That's great continuity as Wetters will send this ball booming.
Boy, this time number 2 West is back there to try and return the kick, and he doesn't have any more success than the others. They've got some big, long-legged guys, but they are just trying to run laterally and look for lanes that aren't opening up for them.
Well, when you have Daniel Straz and Dorian McNary running down at you, you might want to just take a knee. Let the ball go in the end zone.
Fair catch that thing or let it go down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Peck Pirates with a lot of time left in this football game. Still 10:04 left in the first half. But the Pirate offense, after a couple of early potential big plays, really hasn't been able to show much.
No, the Cougars are bringing the heat. The ball's on the ground. It is still on the ground. It is
a Peck ball, but they're going to lose about 12, 14 yards on that play. They're going to be back to the 9-yard line for an 11-yard loss. And now we've got number 7, Ian Pullman, coming up a little gimpy out of that stack.
Well, you had, again, you had McNary and Wetters showing blitz and then bringing it hard and heavy. So I don't know if it was a fake handoff or whatever it was enough. Again, they don't have to get the sack, but what they're doing is they're creating enough chaos back there to make that quarterback happy feet.
They done did blow that up.
They done did it.
It's plain, clear, articulate English.
Over pursuing that one. Wetters is going to come up and got past Wetters. He's still going.
Very nice job, but again, great job by the Cougar defense to keep that from being a bigger play as Hayden is down at the end of that play, and I think he might just be a little gassed after that run as well. But, well, you got 11 yards back on that play. It'll be 3rd down now and 10 yards to go. still a major undertaking here with the 3rd and long.
Again, going back and not to overstress this, but McNary comes in on the pressure, gets blocked, gets off the block, sheds it, and then goes and sprints into the tackle right there. So, that's a sign of coaching. When you've got your players that aren't stopping until they hear the whistle blow, or when they get blocked, they just kind of cash in on the play. But let's see if they're bringing up some pressure here again.
Quick pitch to the outside. Again, trying to cut back across the grain, but 5 yards short of the first down because there are 4 Cougar helmets in on that play, led by number 58, Gottliber. So the Cougars, again, it's going to be 4th and 4. Based on where it is on the field, it's really a high-risk reward here for them to try and go for it on 4th down.
I think both ways. I don't know if you plan for a fake here, if you're looking for a fake here, if you maybe bring Bo up a little bit, but they're showing punt for sure with number 3 back there, Aiden Alfaro.
Well, and the Cougars are only rushing 3. So there is a returnable ball that Bo Williams is going to take on his own 41-yard line. Again, making the first person miss, finds a seam into Peck Pirate territory down to the 41-yard line. So again, Bo stops and stutter steps and then explodes forward, splits the first 2 defenders, and he picks up 18 yards on the return.
Looked just like you back in the day playing in the fields over at Handy on a Saturday afternoon. Get the neighborhood kids all down there, and they kick it off to Jeff Doan. He gets it, and he just waits and hesitates, and then he gets tackled.
And then it explodes after the tackle. First 10 for the All Saints Cougars. That's when you used to get down and draw that play up in the dirt with your finger. As Bo Williams, and they're again coming to a double flea flicker. And that pass is downfield and hits the receiver. Wide open into the end zone. It's another All Saints Cougar touchdown.
I don't even know. You looked at the reverse action. You got Charlie Warren flying down. You said he was open. Not sure he was wide open. There was a defender down there, but that ball just kept going, and Warren kept going, and next thing you know, he's catching the ball and walking into the end zone.
Until the last 3 or 4 strides, the defender was right there, but I don't believe the defender thought that Wetters could throw the ball that far, and he slowed down, and that was a perfectly thrown ball in stride, and another Cougar touchdown.
Cordell Stewart there. He just flung that bad boy up there.
Don't do that against Michigan at the end. There's bad memories. So now you got Wetters, and Wetters goes down the field, and it is going to be another 2-point conversion. And I'll tell you, the steam really looks like it's coming out of the Peck Pirates here.
It is. It's all about in this game. It doesn't matter what sport it is, but in tonight's game specifically, the missed opportunities that they had. The first play from scrimmage when the receiver Pullman got behind the defensive secondary and the ball was just outside of his outstretched fingertips. It's a game changer. We talk about it, especially a lot in basketball, and this will be the only basketball reference I'll make, but you go down, you miss a layup, and the other team goes down and hits a 3, and you go down or you miss a couple free throws, and it's just those little things that if you would have just made the 2 points, that 3-point, now all of a sudden you're down 1, but it starts compounding, and that's what it has done here. As the Cougars, credit them, they shook off that first possession turnover, and they have been full to the metal ever since. Well, gas is down.
And when you're playing high school sports, you have to have a short-term memory, because if you linger on what just happened negatively the play before, it's going to affect the next play. So you got to let it go and look forward to the next opportunity to excel.
And in football, you have a play clock, so you have a little bit of time to decompress in the huddle before you go back out, as this one's going to be taken by the up man, Thomas West. A little bit more pep in his step on this one.
Well, he finds a little opening, and he gets out to the 40-yard line. So a nice job on the tackle that time coming up. That is number 3, Charlie Warren. He chops him down around the shoot tops, and one of the better starting positions for the Peck Pirates tonight.
Well, I think this is going to be key. I think if Peck really wants to stay in this game and give themselves a shot of an opportunity here, they're going to need to put at least a possession together. You want the result in points if you're a Peck Pirate fan, but on the flip side of it, you need to keep your defense off the field. Yeah, that was a forward pitch.
Yep, forward lateral for a 5-yard gain, as the Peck Pirates are just trying to do anything they can to negate the pass rush and the penetration on the inside from the Cougar defense.
Yeah, I think you got 58 out there, Gottlieb, you got Wetters, you've got Oaksley, number 18 on the line, you've got McNary, who's been flying all over the field, 44, who we've been told is Cole Condon, a freshman out there. Those guys are they're getting in there, and again, we're talking size-wise, Peck looks bigger, but right now the speed and everything else.
And there's the ball down on the ground again, and it's still loose, and it looks like the Cougars have got it. So that young running back, and that was
Lene with the fumble recovery.
Watson, the 10th grader, was looking downfield and did not secure that football. He's been hit a few times tonight, and he didn't secure that ball, and the Cougars were great pursuit to the football again, and another turnover.
Well, it couldn't have been drawn up any worse for Peck and any better for All Saints.
So they are going to start off again with a short field, 43 yards from pay dirt, with still 6:35 left in our first half.
And just when, Peck had a little momentum on that first possession, got a nice 5-yard gain on it. And again, we're talking about just running some clock, trying to keep their defense off the field. And now it looks more, this looks more traditional spread, 8-man with the receiver here to the near side.
And Wetters back again. He's got time to throw the football. And he's going to throw that ball out of bounds. And that will be an incomplete pass, as Wetters looked like he was contemplating tucking it and going, but I think great defense that time on the rush by Grady Welch.
I think that was something he may have done a year ago. Not necessarily let the route run, and rather than risking taking off with it, just throw it away. And again, rather than taking a sack, being and sank it down in 18, it's sank it down in 10.
I see Bo Williams on a wide side here, and Bo gets to the outside again and makes the first person miss, and he picks up almost 5 yards on the play. So man, I'm starting to think like Coach Gus now. It's starting to scare me.
Well, evidently we heard before the game that our mics might be into theirs with the Bluetooth.
Well, glad that we can assist, and I'm going to stop trying to guess because I was right in my 1-for-1 for the night. And the Cougars, obviously, where they're at in the score, they're in 4-down territory, 3rd and 5, and I look for them to run the football here and probably pick up a few yards and make it a 4th and manageable.
Manageable, right. That's exactly what they're going to look for.
So Wetters coming on the inside. Boy, he just sees the backside pressure at the last second and sidesteps it. How much frustration for somebody that's coming on a wide-open blitz, untouched, and Wetters just jumps forward for the first down, moving the sticks, and we got a Pirate down.
Yeah, that's Alfano. He's may have taken the brunt of that tackle. He brought Wetters down, but may have taken the worst of it in the process. So he's up on his own, trying to get up before the coaches get out there before he could wave them off. But they are on the field, so.
He's got to come off for a play, and what it allows is the Cougars to get a blow offensively as they talk things over. But Wetters with a great vision, the peripheral vision to see that blitz coming and to step up into the inside, what you're taught to do to get away from that pressure.
And he'll admit that that's exactly how it looked on film. And he's going to be able to see on film exactly what we're talking about. And whether it was just that instinct, whether it was just maybe the vision, but either way, it was a great decision to tuck and pull, and get that first down for the Cougars.
1st and 10.
Gavin Akins on the carry, but he may have been moving a lot.
Yep. Going to be interesting to see live ball penalties, so they're going to end up, the only thing they can call here is illegal motion. And they're going to call it a
travel. I'm sorry.
False start. Yep. You're in hoop season. But essentially that was illegal motion on the offense. Unless they've got too many people in the backfield, that's the only illegal procedure that you can have with a live ball.
Well, the Pirate defense knew who was getting it because he got out there, he moved before the players got set, and then he moved again, and then he moved a third time.
And there's Bo again, and Bo this time cuts back across the grain. And again, that classic fall forward for the last couple of yards as Costa on the tackle. But Bo just rattled off a gain on the play of about 11 yards.
Bo just does. Bo diddly. Bo knows.
He does know, and he does produce.
Bo cheese.
So second down and a very manageable 4, and this looks like a very tired Peck Pirate football team right now.
They are, and they can't get off the field quick enough, and they can't stop the avalanche of Cougars coming down at them as Warren takes that inside handoff, and that's going to go backwards for probably a 5 to 6 yard loss. No, about 5 yard loss.
Grady Welch, man, he just sniffed that out, and he came on the blitz untouched, and old Charlie had nowhere to go.
No, and again, we talked about why we keep running it, why they keep running it, because you want to soften them up in at one point, and we watch it with Bay City Western over the years. You soften, and all of a sudden you let that inside trap go, and next thing you know, he's going for 60. So
it's
patience.
Yep, it's a good thing to have, and eventually that is going to work. But again, it forces your defensive players to stay in their gap responsibility. So third down and 9. We'll see what Coach Gust and the staff have got figured out. Jack Wetter's on the keeper, and look at him. He makes a couple of people miss. Back across the grain to daylight. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's another All Saints Cougar touchdown.
Vision.
Wow.
I think that's going to be the topic of our halftime conversation, our post-game conversation. These Cougars are seeing things out there. Their playmakers are seeing things out there. And when those guys are seeing things like that out there, great things are happening out there for the Cougar offense as it continues to roll.
Patience is so important. Then you got the vision to cut back across the grain. That's the it factor. It is so hard to teach somebody to cut back across the grain. The extra point is no good. Time out of the field with 3:57 left in our first half of play. The All Saints Cougars 40 and the Peck Pirates nothing. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Your husband is having a heart attack. The ambulance crew asks,
"Which hospital?"
Before you answer, consider this. Covenant Healthcare is the region's most preferred hospital for both emergency and heart care. With an expert team of board-certified cardiologists and the Great Lakes Bay region's first and largest structural heart disease program.
Take us to Covenant.
Good answer.
Wow factor on Bay County TV as Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham have been treated to an absolute offensive and defensive clinic by the Cougars.
Yeah, they have really stepped their game up. I'm really impressed with, we keep mentioning some of the names, but there's a lot of players out there as Wetters booms this one down. It receives it right inside the 10-yard line, bringing it out.
And again, trying to wait to get to the outside with the burst of speed, and the All Saints Cougars staying in their lanes, limiting that to a return out to the 24-yard line again. So another tough, deep in their own zone starting position for the Peck Pirates.
Levi Johnson for the Cougars on that tackle made that happen.
So with 3:49 left in our first half of play.
So what do you look for here from Peck? Are you just looking maybe to get through the end of the half without giving up another offensive possession to the Cougars? Or you just obviously we were talking points, but
they want to try and score. But now
Lene in there quick, but
they're running for their life out there as the quarterback Hayden gets out of bounds after he has a gain of about 6 yards on the play. Give him maybe 7. So that will be, nope, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds, and that is just a 3-yard gain on the play. So Hayden running for his life again, and you can tell he's tired on his way back to the huddle as well.
He is, and they just don't have enough fresh bodies over there where you're running in 2 or 3 guys and giving a couple of guys a blow. It's starting to wear on you. You look at the scoreboard, that wears on you. You're going back out there. You've got McNary, you've got Lene, you've got Wetters, you got them all chasing down as an up the middle right there. Smacks them. Lene, McNary, I just mentioned their names. Who else?
Cameron Weston just doesn't even want to carry it because he got hit 3 times before he even got a chance to take his second step with the ball.
Well, the good news was he was only 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage where he got it, so it was only a 2-yard loss, but back is in there as well, 58 for the Cougars. Again, we just keep throwing these names out there. They just keep flying to the ball.
Well, and the Cougars are just blitzing at least one on every play, and they are just daring Peck to be able to beat them with a big play.
Well, you know, when you do that, it eliminates and it helps your secondary out a lot, too, when you get that pressure, as this is going to be a little end around here with number 1. But, again, good pursuit right there, good angle. Tackle by Gavin Akins right there, number 4 for the Cougars. Stayed in his position, didn't get caught in anything. You caught with defensive integrity.
Yep, you gap integrity, and he stayed home, and he made certain that even if he wasn't getting the tackle, the runner was not going to get outside him. The rest of the flow to the football was fabulous.
Well, so now you're in a 4th down and 8 from the 27. Again, we talked about it. At what point do you think about going on 4th down? This is not the area you want to do it from necessarily, but.
And unfortunately, Jason, they have been in this position of the field the whole first half. Now they are going to try and make something happen, and they're going with a deep ball downfield, and that was not a well-thrown ball as Thomas West got all turned around. He was looking for a little flag pattern on the outside or the post and could not make that happen, so it will go back over to the All Saints Cougars with 27 yards to pay dirt again.
So as a coach, you have a couple of options here. I think one of the things, again, we've been talking about the tight end position leaking out, kind of getting behind the secondary there. It's one option. I think you keep going with Williams. You keep going with Warren. You've got Wetters back there. You got a lot of different playmakers that can make some things happen here.
So Williams to the outside, and again, maybe a touchdown-saving tackle that time by Ian Pullman.
Yeah, kept him in bounds, keeps the clock going as we tick, tick, tick down to the 2-minute mark here in the first half. You know, Cougars not showing an entire sense of urgency in the getting back into the huddle.
I take that back. That was Thomas West on the tackle, not Pullman, but they both look the same. They're both long and lanky, and 7 yards on the play, 2nd down and 3, so the Cougar playbook is wide open. Trying to bang up the middle is Charlie Warren, and he picks up the 1st down and more as he gets down to the 11-yard line. And it's going to be enough to move the sticks again, and another All Saints Cougar 1st and 10.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from the 11, a minute 35 left. The clock stops until now when the referee waves his arm.
And they've still got 2 timeouts left, so they've got plenty of opportunity if they look to manage the clock here with $1:25 and counting. Wetters again on the 1st and 10. Sets the offensive line. Boy, they're on the backfield right now looking to the outside. It is the Bo Show. He's into the end zone. It's another All Saints Cougar touchdown. Boy,
flag is on the play.
They're going to have a holding call against the All Saints Cougars, and that touchdown run by Bo Williams is going to come back.
We just used a good All Saints Cougar touchdown together in unison and synchronicity nothing.
We'll just have to do it again.
Unbelievable.
So they're going to say that the thing happened just beyond the line of scrimmage. So that's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, and they'll mark that ball off. And the All Saints Cougars still with $1:12 left. The beauty of this now, though, is with that being a touchdown score, the clock will not start until the ball is snapped.
Well, that's great. If you're, he's waving it.
All righty then. First.
You mean by the rule book? You mean by the rule book?
Yep. I'm going to plead the 5th, as it's 1st down and 20 from the 22 There's Wetters, and he's thinking about pump faking, and, boy, the defense finally got to him, but they're going to give him a gain of about 8 or 9 on the play, down inside the 15 to about the 10-yard line before he is brought down on the play. So it will be about 13 yards away from the 1st down and 14 yards away from pay dirt.
Not a ton of urgency out there as we tick down to the 30-second mark here in the first half, but you know, they've got up a little urgency, get to the line a little bit.
And again, Wetters is
emotion.
Got a little early start to the Cougar offense. I think kids were excited they were going to be in on a pass play and trying to get downfield a little premature.
Well, 22 seconds left after that penalty. We'll put the ball back to the 20-yard line. So we are at 2nd and 19 as they can still get a 1st down technically at the 1-yard line, but Let's see what Coach Gus dials up here. He's got a little trip action over there. A little, what is that? Oh, no, I'm sorry.
They're going to throw that to Bo. Nope, they're going back across the grave. What a great one-handed grab. As I'm trying to see who's
hey, the tight end. I told you he was going to
they were going to wait to use it. Here we go. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown. Oh, what a great grab that time. And it's fun. You send the trips the other way. You pull all the attention defensively to those trips, and you leak out your tight end to this side of the field, and he made a fabulous catch.
So again, for our fans at home, 8-man football, how many guys do you have to have on the line of scrimmage?
5.
Okay, so start with.
And so they had one of the wide receivers on the line, the other 2 and the quarterback off. So they had the legal formation, but everybody flowed to the wide side of the field, and that gave the defense a look as Wetters is going to get this kick up, and it's long enough, but it might have been wide to the left. Time out of the field with 11 ticks left in the first half, 46-0. The All Saints Cougars up over the Peck Pirates. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs.
Good evening and welcome back here on Bay County TV, as we'd like to thank our sponsors again. Covenant Healthcare, Renew Physical Therapy, Village Towing, the Bay City All Saints Booster Club, Sandlot Sports, Tim Bonacek, and Vaughn Bagick. Thank you all for being part of Bay County TV. As that ball is going up the middle, and very nice low tackle that time by the All Saints Cougars, and that was Dorian McNary. And that big fella, number 48, goes, oh, that thing hurt Lane Warner. As he took that thing back, he got chopped down around the ankles. That big tree fell down hard. And he's like, I don't think I'm ready for that again, as he gets a little gimpy as he heads to the sideline with 7 ticks left in our first half. All probability, this will be the last play of the first half. As a single wing to the wide side of the field. And a run, the most successful run of the night up the middle for a 9-yard gain. And that will be the end of our first half of play. At the half, the All Saints Cougars 46, the Peck Pirates nothing. Back in a moment to recap the first half, set the stage for the second half on the Renew Physical Therapy halftime show in just a moment on BCTV. Good evening and welcome back to our Renew Physical Therapy halftime show on Bay County TV. First half absolutely dominated by 3 All Saints Cougars and the big offensive line.
It was, and it started off, and we weren't sure how it was going to go. And again, 2-2-1 teams coming in here. Wetters fumbles on the third play of the first drive. Peck misses the first opportunity over the top on a nice pass, incompletion. Could have changed the entire scope of that first half, but once that got done and Cougars got back on the field, it was nonstop. The machine has started rolling, and to the tune of 46 points in the first half.
Well, the law firm of Wetters and Williams certainly put on a great offensive
don't
show.
Forget Warren. Don't forget Warren.
Well, the 3 W's, yep, we do have to get them too, but after the first 2 series, the Cougar defense is what really made a huge difference in the first half.
Yeah, I thought Wetters was flying over the field. I thought McNary did a nice job really disrupting the passing game that Peck, once they got down by a couple scores, you kind of had to abandon the run game a little bit, start looking for the pass, and Oakes-Lene from his end position, Backus, and then, of course, you got really good responsibility and gap integrity from from Akins on the one side, Warren on the other side, and Williams with the big one-handed interception. So there a lot of good things were happening out there after that first possession. But, again, there's still a half of football to play.
Well, there's a lot of football to play, but body language from Peck showed that they were out of gas and really felt defeated because I think they walked off the bus thinking they had a great shot in this game.
Yeah, I don't think they're a bad football team. And again, depending on how the second half goes, you want to build into week 5 now. This is week 4, so you're going to be going into week 5. You want to build a little bit of momentum. So I think a couple of key things that they're going to do here in the second half. Try to get a couple first downs. I think keep the offense off the field from All Saints. Try to give your defense a little bit of a rest. And just see if that can kind of help matriculate some things.
Well, once the Cougars shut down the running game from Peck and they became one-dimensional, the defense was pinning their ears back, and they just rained havoc on that offense. So that about puts the wrap on our Renew Physical Therapy halftime show. Back for all the second half action in just a moment on BCTV. Founded in 2011, Renew Physical Therapy has quickly become the Great Lakes Bay region's fastest-growing patient-centered physical therapy and rehabilitation specialists. With 16 locations to serve you, our friendly, highly qualified staff of physical, occupational, and massage therapists take great pride in offering one-on-one treatments through customized plans to help you achieve the best possible outcome for your health. Our offices accept most major insurances and are well-versed in navigating the complexities of insurance policies, ensuring you receive the coverage and benefits you deserve. Visit our website at renewpt.com to request your appointment today. Back on Bay County TV as we get ready for the second half. Just found out we donated again to the 50-50, but we're good at that. So we're consistent. That's our most consistent thing is donating.
We win each week.
Just by being here. So that kickoff is going to be taken, and we are in a running clock situation with tips. As the best return of the night by number 2, Thomas West. He gets over midfield and got those big, long legs moving. Gets down to the 45-yard line at that point. It'll be the best starting field position of the night for the Peck Pirates other than when they recovered the fumble.
Amazing from the standpoint that the up man actually got his hands on it. And, you put that hands on it, that could put a little spin on the ball. So, fortunately for the Peck Pirates, it wasn't still spinning down there into the 20-yard line area. So, big pickup, big gain, big possession for the Peck Pirates.
All right. Hiding back, and he's going to just dump that ball down. And they're going to call that. They haven't done anything yet. Are they going to call that a catch and down by contact before they lose the ball?
I would have dropped it. They're going to call it incomplete.
Now they're calling it incomplete, and it'll be second down and 10.
That was a good call. I'm glad he got a little help there. You get back there. You know what it's like being the white hat. You got guys in there coming at you. You may not see something hit the ground.
Well, in the white hat's defense there, the white hat's first and major responsibility is the protection of the quarterback. So I can see where somebody else needs to come in. If nobody's around the quarterback, then your eyes flow to the football or an area of the field. So,
well, fortunately, that was saved him 5 yards as another pitch out there. Nice cutback by number 15 as that is going to be a good run by Cameron Watson, number 15, a sophomore for Peck. We talked about only 2 seniors on this Peck Pirate team, so, already a young squad. And, they're coming in 2-1, had a little success. All Saints is a little bit different beast, especially when they're able to get that momentum rolling. And we talk about the Big Mo, and when that bad boy gets rolling, and as the Cougars found in the first half, they were really tough to stop.
Well, and Hayden looked back at the referee. It's like, why isn't that a penalty? Well, you're running the football, and you're carrying out a fake, and you just get rid of it. And now Hayden again is going to be running for his life, caught from behind by an ever-present Dorian McNary. I sometimes think there's 2 number 5s out there on defense. He's been everywhere.
He goes in, again, shed your block. He rolls out there. Hayden rolls out there and comes to our near side here. And McNary doesn't stop. I thought Lene got in there from his end position, and just by bringing him back up, just lets that speedy McNary, and McNary as much speed as he's bringing, he brings the lumber too.
Well, and a lot of times he has been run out of the play and then comes back in the play to make it. So he's got a motor that just will not stop. And I think Pep calls a timeout just prior to the possession, one of the few times that our clock will stop in the second half. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on a 4th down and 6 yard to go situation. Hayden is getting the exchange. He takes the 7-step drop. He throws that ball out and down the field, and it is incomplete, but the clock continues to roll as the Cougars were double teaming the big wideout out there west, and he could not make that catch happen. So
that's what I like to see. You've got McNary and Akins. McNary running all the way over to giving him a high five for great coverage. Having fun out there, chasing each other, getting a little speed going back to the side. But let's talk about tips.
Well, you've got timeouts.
T.
You've got injuries.
I.
You've got P for penalty. And S
for
score.
For me.
Oh, sorry.
Man.
Let's try this again.
I feel like we're on Sesame Street.
Come and play. Everything's A-OK. Williams again cuts to the inside. Now he's got a burst to the outside, making a person miss and a gain on the play of about 10 yards as Williams just continues to get great big chunks of real estate from that Peck defense.
You're watching the play. I'm watching the back. Cruz Vasquez, number 60 for the Cougars, maintained his block. He had that guy blocked down to the 35-yard line.
And that's exactly what Peck does not want. They were tired at the end of the half, so hopefully they're rejuvenated here to come out at the start of the third quarter as Williams is in motion. And there's a little counter play to the outside, and this one's going to be coming back as down to the 46-yard line and out of bounds. I couldn't tell if that was a hold or a block in the back. I think it was a block in the back.
Yeah, you got the player putting his hand up like, what? What did I do? What did I do? They never did anything wrong. just like in school, we both work in a school, and we both have to deal with kids every day where we say, hey, did you do that? I didn't do it. No.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
So his motion for block in the back
is pass
interference. We've surmised that from the
first play,
other situations, and he just did it again, and that it's pretty obvious that was one of the two, either a hold or a block in the back. So we're back on the same page. It'll be second down and 10.5.
Now go back to your bread and butter. Get the ball back to Williams up the middle for about 4.
And a great job by the defense, led by number 7, Ian Pullman.
So going back to tips, so did we get to the S? We got to the P.
Score. Yes. And you say S.
S.
There we go.
S for scores.
We have tips. Third down and 7 yards to go for the All Saints Cougars. In a running clock situation, 7 minutes and counting left in the third. Oh, fake to Williams. Now Williams is going on a little fly pattern. And a great job of penetration by number 51, Jake Mullinsworth. That might be the first time we've called his name tonight. But Wetters just kind of ran out of time back there, and it'll be fourth down and about 15 yards to go for the Cougars. I think their first punt of the night.
He's going to watch that on film, and he's going to see Daniel Straz break off of the line and go untouched into the defensive secondary. And if he would have seen him right away, that would have went for 6 because he had gone wide open, untouched, and I don't even know he was even known about. And Wetters just didn't have enough time to.
He was not accounted for, that is for sure.
Unaccounted for. Nice punt by Ray Guy back there.
And I'm going to tell you what, there's a young man back there that had the body language like he wanted nothing to do with that punt return. He had an opportunity to take a couple of steps up and get that, and Mr. West decided that he was going to let that roll, and it rolled for probably 12, 13 more yards.
Well, you had big number 77 down there, Drew Andrzejewski. You had Charlie Warren, number 3. You had Gavin Akins, number 4. You look up, and you have no blockers in front of you, and you have 3 blue jerseys. You just sit there, and you know what? I'll let this one roll. We'll just take our first down. We'll do our thing. We'll be okay.
They need to put a couple of first downs together for their own psyche right now from Peck because after the first 2 series of the games, they have just been pounded. And now trying to go to the outside again. Absolutely textbook stay-at-home defense by the Cougar corner.
Yeah, I thought Gavin Akins did a nice job. And, again, McNary he just once the play gets started, he just runs. Like Forrest Gump. We're going to start calling him.
Just run, Forrest.
Run, Dorian, run.
But again, the little things that impress me about this Cougar defense tonight is their gap responsibility. They know their assignment, and they do not let the flow of the offensive play dictate where they're going, at least initially.
Yeah, they're not getting their eyes stuck in the backfield. They're not falling for the first handoff, the first fake. They're playing really well, and again, putting a lot of pressure up as Linnea this time comes in, and nice way to get rid of it as Linnea was barreling down on the quarterback, so he forced another one. Again, didn't get a sack, got a rush. That's going to look good on film for Coach Gust on Sunday night.
It still counts as a pressure.
That's right.
And again, every single time that Hayden is back there, he has not been given enough time since the first 2 series of the game to feel comfortable in the pocket.
And that's what made me wonder, what was All Saints thinking? Was it they just weren't able to get the initial pressure into it? But now they, since that third possession, I think it's been one of their linebackers has been in that backfield just tormenting the quarterbacks.
Well, there is no threat of the run right now from Peck, and without that, their defense is just pinning their ears back. They get a free 5 as the Cougars jumped offside, so that's one of the better offensive plays they've had as of late. But when you have the run absolutely shut down, you can pin your ears back and just head to the quarterback hiding.
Yeah, exactly. And again, Akins on one side, Warren on this side, and you got number 2, Bo Williams, in the safety position. They really are doing a great job as a little try to stiff arm there. And number 5 is that McNary comes again. In case you were wondering, that's number 5. He runs through everybody and makes the tackle.
Another great job by McNary. Again, we'd like to take a minute to thank some of our great sponsors. Covenant Healthcare, Renew Physical Therapy, Village Towing, Sandlot Sports, the Bay City All Saints Booster Club, and Tim Banachek and Vaughn Bagick as they are running for office in November, and we're very happy to have them and all the rest of our sponsors on board here as we're down to 3:33 left here, and that was an alligator arm attempted catch right there for Ian Pullman as
Jan Pullman.
Jan, as he ended up thinking that he was going to get popped, and as he turned upfield, he actually had a step before he was going to get hit and didn't look that ball in and turn over on downs as the clock continues to roll here down to 3 minutes left in our third.
So you got a couple of things here. You know, you're looking out there, Wetter's still at quarterback, and maybe they'll throw somebody else in there. But again, with injuries mounting for the Cougars, they don't have the depth right now that they can just throw people out there. So it's not necessarily that they're trying to, I'd say, run up a score or do this or do that. But, you know, they're really just limited on what they have. So well, it's you know, now as Coach Gus, you're like, you know, I got to make sure we protect these guys, though, because we got to make sure we maybe run the ball or move the ball or, you know, just get out of here with no more injuries besides the typical bang-ups on a hard-hitting Friday night.
And Wetters kind of was tackled funny. He got up, the first couple of steps were just a slight gimp, but that's not the kind of thing that affects you until your first step out of bed on Saturday morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, or it's affecting me right now because I'm 48 years old.
It hurts. They got split backs in the backfield again. Wetters in the middle. Offensive line is set. And a nice bounce to the outside once again.
Charlie Warren.
As Chuck Warren goes upfield for a positive gain on the play down to about the 23-yard line. Going to give him 4 yards on the play. Tacklers were led by Costa defensively.
And again, going back, talking about depth, Peck not having a ton of depth themselves, so it's not like they can roll in their second defensive unit because they're pretty much the same players, maybe in a different spot.
And I am quite certain, Jason, that Peck got off the bus tonight anticipating this was going to be a game that was going to go down to the last possession. Whoever had the chance to score last was going to win this game. And they started the first two possessions like they had that opportunity, but the Cougars have just taken the wind out of their sails.
Yeah, I think at the end of it, you're going to look at a nice vision right there by Williams as he cuts back up and he's going to get to the outside. He is down to the goal line in a touchdown. Oop, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Finish
no,
it.
Go ahead.
Nope,
That's an All-Saint Cougar touchdown.
The apprenticeship program is in the works.
Bay County Sports TV, if you're looking for a broadcasting job, I just lost mine. Could be available as early as Friday.
Again, though, two absolutely great vision cuts by Williams to run to daylight.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. You know, I talked about his size. You talked about his vision back in quarter number one, and he has done nothing yet to disappoint. Now, this was going to be a great practice opportunity as we have been pretty much over on the extra point attempts.
They're going to make their first one right here. Good exchange. A kick is partially blocked again, so it's no good. As the clock will not stop until the end of the quarter, and then I don't believe they're going to even attempt to get this kickoff off before the end of the third quarter. They'll allow teams to get to their side of the field, and then as soon as the ball's placed to start the fourth quarter, the next 12 minutes, barring a serious injury, will not stop.
Yeah, we talked about coming off the bus and Peck. I just want to say this, and we can beat it, and as a coach, you can beat it to death. They get the first pass over the top, goes for 6, goes for 7, goes for 8, depending on how they do their extra points. They also had another opportunity where McNary came down right before the interception. So they had, if you put those two scores on the board, and you got 14 to 16 points right there, and All Saints might score, but the psyche, the mentality, your play calling, All Saints' defense starts to have to respect this, and this, right? So I know as a coach it's easy to say, look at the score and go, yeah, we lost. But I think more importantly, you got to be able to build off some of this stuff for Peck. And again, I don't think they're a bad football team. I don't think we saw maybe their best effort. But that is going to take us down to the end of quarter number 3. And that will put a wraps on quarter 3 here as the Cougars take a 52-0 lead into the fourth quarter. We'll be right back. Jeff Doan, Jason Newsham on Bay County Sports TV right after this break.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local destination for custom screen printing, embroidery, and promotional goods in the Great Lakes Bay region. With not one, not two, but 3 convenient locations right here in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region, we're your MVP when it comes to branded gear that hits the mark. For over 15 years, we've believed in community, in delivering top-tier quality, and in making your brand shine brighter than ever. And guess what? We're not just about sports. From schools to clubs, from businesses to community events, we're your one-stop shop for custom apparel that makes a statement. So if you're ready to elevate your brand, to make an impact, and to fuel your passion, choose Sandlot. Visit us today at one of our 3 unbeatable locations in the Great Lakes Bay region, or check us out online at sandlotsports301.com. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your brand, our passion.
Back here on BCTV to start a fourth quarter of a super running clock, as this is going to be a high short kick, and the big fellas are going to have an opportunity to get their hands on the ball and return it 3 yards out to the 38. That was big number 19. And Grady Welch had to decide, is this really something I want to see? When I saw big number 48 get rocked earlier, old Lane Warner on that return, they chopped him down like a sequoia. So they finally get possession of the ball, maybe a couple of yards on the return. But, hey, he's on the stat sheet as getting a kickoff return.
He fell forward, got the 2 yards.
So he'll be able to tell his grandkids he had a kickoff return back here in 2024 at the Cougar Land. 1st and 10. Trying to run the football right now, and again, looked like Wetters just flowed to the football.
Oh, we're going to give that one to Levi Johnson, number 14.
All right.
Our man Jack Wetters looks like probably not going to see the defensive side of it. He's down on the sideline right now getting a little conversation with Papa and telling him, say, next time, don't get hit.
Well, and I think Eric Gus saw that that last tackle, he was kind of tackled a little bit funny, and this is your prize piece in this football team, and you certainly do not want to have a situation where he's nicked up any more than he's been. Hasn't really been hit hard tonight. You keep him fresh and live for another week.
Absolutely. The grind is beginning as Levi Johnson gets in there as number 50 looks like Potvin, but was able to get the pass out. And a first down for the Peck Pirates, tackled by Gavin Smith over there. Pass to number. I like these uniforms. I really am impressed. That one is just scrunched up a little bit, so I can't tell if it's 10, 19, 18.
I think it's 19.
So Grady Welch with the completion, with the reception, I mean. You know, I thought Heidemann did a nice job there. Heiden did a nice job there keeping it alive because he had Levi Johnson, he had Noah Potvin, and he had big 77, Drew Andrzejewski kind of getting in there. So,
well, and he was running for his life, probably the best on-the-fly throw that he's had tonight because it was accurate and chest high. Heiden again running for his life, throwing that ball downfield, and the play is complete. And a couple of broken tackles and rolling into the end zone. It's a Peck Pirate touchdown.
Well, Charlie Warren is going to have that one, or Bo Williams is going to have that one replayed on a couple of times about wrapping that up because he was going for the major hit, and by him not major hitting him and bouncing off of him like a pinball, he was able to sneak away from everybody, the rest of the pursuit, and then end up in the end zone. So great job for Peck.
Well, when Warren missed that tackle, the other two defenders headed to that same spot, at least thinking it was going to hold him up. Credit the wide receiver for going to the wide side of the field and running to daylight as all three of the Cougars all pursued the same spot. Heiden back, and he's trying to throw that ball into the end zone, and they are going to say he is just short of the end zone, and the conversion is no good. 52-6 right now. The All Saints Cougars on top as we are at 8:45 and rolling left in this game, and we'll be back in a moment on BCTV.
Where did this rash come from? Hold on, let me see. Could be bed bugs. Oh. Mom, Grant says I have bed bugs.
Let's see what the doctor says.
Introducing Covenant Virtual Care. Real-time video doctor visits, e-prescriptions, and follow-up. Now extraordinary care comes to you.
See, it's just poison ivy. Smart advanced.
Learn more at covenantvirtualcare.com.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham, glad to have you along tonight. Producing, directing, and filming upstairs, Nick Page. As our trifecta of fun on a Friday night here with the Cougars dominating a 52-6 lead here as we're approaching 7 minutes left in this football game. Kind of a no-man's land kick down there and finally picked up by the Cougars, looking to run to daylight, and great kick coverage that time by the Peck Pirates. Looks like West on the tackle.
Yeah, a little pep in their step, getting that touchdown was a big thing, was a big advantage for those guys to come back out. But, we talked about getting a couple of new guys out there. So Noah Potvin, number 50, is getting some time on the offensive line. Looks like 24, Daniel Strauss, we mentioned his name a couple of times. 17 is out there. That's Jack Backus on the offensive side. As we've got, we're waiting for a ball. That's always helpful.
Well, now when you're up 52-6, you can take your time bringing that football out.
Gavin Akins will take over the quarterback position. 34 is in there. Sawyer Eager in the backfield. And we've got...
And let's see who called that timeout. Didn't get a signal from the official.
Here it comes. Timeout Peck.
Peck calls the timeout. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back here on BCTV as the Peck Pirates call a timeout with 6:17 left. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars as the Cougars are making as many changes as they can.
As that's Eager, Sawyer Eager getting his first run. Again, Gavin Akins in there for Wetters at quarterback, and quick handoff, and Eager, a sophomore for the Cougars.
Pullman with the tackle for the Peck Pirates, but again, due to the multitude of injuries, they had a fair amount of the JV team kids only play one quarter so that they can play 4 quarters tonight if needed. So in high school sports a couple of years ago, they went back to what they call a 5th quarter, and you can use that in basketball as well. So it allows kids to fill in and assist on the next level up after their game is completed. Trying to slide to the outside right now, and quick little burst of speed, and very close to that first down marker was the Cougar running back.
I tell you what, was more important out there was Zipka getting out of the way. He was holding the end marker. He didn't want to get ran over. He sees too many NFL games.
It was Chucky Warren, I believe, on that last
Warren on
match.
the run, and Zipka running away from the down marker.
Yep, I tell them when I'm over there as an official, if they come near you, you just drop that thing backwards and get out of the road.
We don't have time for injuries for the chain crew.
No.
Sorry.
In this running clock, we don't stop it we'll just put another gladiator over there. On the outside, beautiful run that time by number 34, Sawyer Eager. He runs to daylight, and we're going to be able to keep that clock rolling with a fresh set of downs at 4:44 and counting left in the game.
Well, Eager almost got tackled by Vasquez there, number 60, his own teammate, as Vasquez was looking to hit somebody. He figured, what the heck, I might as well hit my own guy.
Well, and you got to really like to see the vision of these backs that don't get the number of reps. The offensive line, the big dogs up front, haven't gotten enough credit tonight for the work they've done.
They've done a great job. That's trying to get them a little bit of love as we like to do with those guys, because you know what? They're the unsung heroes, right? They're the big guys. They're the ones who make that offensive machine run out there.
They're the ones that the quarterback takes out to dinner.
Yeah, Akins is going to keep that one.
Wow, what a nice move by Akins as he picks up about 5 on the play. As it is a great job, and Pullman again on the tackle for the Peck Pirates as we're down under 4 minutes at 3:50 and counting left in the game.
Not quite sure So it brings up 2nd and 5, just 3:40 left. So on the tips, we talked about what they mean and what that means as far as the running clock. What does the score have to get under for that to stop? Does it have to get under 35?
Yes.
So anytime under 35. So
as soon
35
as it
starts.
hits under. Yeah, not like basketball where it's 40 to 30. So
okay.
The running back with a couple of yards.
Yeah,
might have been Sawyer again.
Nope. We're going to go back to Warren, number 3.
Okay. Again, these numbers.
I love them.
They're a little tough to see on the jerseys because they're not real thick.
It wasn't any worse. It couldn't be any worse as it was last week. The John Glenn Garber game, and John Glenn wearing their camouflage uniforms. And much love to the Warrior Night, the Veterans Night that they provided. But as an announcer, when your old eyes start to go a little bit.
Nick Page was the MVP as he was being able to zoom in on a lot of that stuff to help the old eyes out. 3rd down and a long 3.
Akins is going to keep
Akins
this one.
with the keeper. Akins gets the 1st down and more. Smacks it down to the 35-yard line. What a collision that time with number 23, Jaden Hang.
Neither were given an inch on that one.
Yep, that was fun stuff, and both of those kids were determined. I think that Hang thought that it was just going to be something real easy, and that certainly wasn't. But I will tell you that Akins felt that a little bit, too, as that was a major collision.
Well, at least he's not in the backfield right now looking at the wrong direction, so he's doing all right. But
yes.
Gavin, a Bay City Academy student, get to see quite a bit of, and I know he's thriving and loving this moment right here, being the step in to fill in for Jack as a handoff to Sawyer Eager goes over the right side for about a yard, maybe a yard and a half, maybe a half a yard.
And I think they're only going to need to probably hike the ball 2 more times in this game, as the Cougars should be going to that clock management offense where the quarterback looks back to the back judge and he'll signal the 10 with his arm straight up in the air and then chop the last 5 seconds. And that's about the time you want to get into your offensive set when they start chopping at 5. And with $1.20 and counting left in this contest, they'll bring it up to the line of scrimmage. Still not within the 10 seconds. And they try a little reverse action. And a modest gain on the play as we hit 1 minute and counting left in the game.
Should be the final play. So let's, we're talking about chopping. Let's go. Play clock at the high school level is
40.
So it starts chopping at 30.
Yep.
And then at 5, it's up.
It's the side chop like you're doing the 10 seconds in the backcourt in basketball.
Okay.
And that's just a chest high straight out with your arm. And I like to verbalize it a little bit so that
you have a voice for that, can verbalize a lot of things.
It doth carry, I guess. So
you've heard.
This should be the last snap of the game, as unless the Cougars bring it into the end zone, which they look like they want to do, and they won't even need to run the extra point because the clock's going to run out. They've re-gone to the super clock where tips is no longer a factor.
Well, Gavin Akins, let's give him credit who scored. Gavin Akins just took the quarterback keeper, and I don't think, you hate it. You don't think you're looking to score, right?
That's all there is.
Oh, there is no more.
And the final score, which will hold our thoughts to the post-game show, 58-6, the All Saints Cougars with the win. No need for the extra point, guys. Come to the sidelines, congratulate your opponents, and let's get to this post-game wrap-up. Back in a moment on BCTV.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Back with the Bay City All Saints Cougar Booster Club post-game wrap-up here on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham along with you. First half really set the tempo for the game. The second half finished what they started.
Yeah, they did, and we were in the running clock in the second half. Final score 58-6 in favor of the Cougars. they put the 2 scores on, but of course, when the clock's running like that, there's just not a lot of time to do, run a lot of plays and get a lot of possessions in that second half. But, just continuation, the defense. We talked about it at halftime, and then we watched it in the second half. They were flying all over the field, and I thought they did a fantastic job really keeping Peck. The quarterback, position is tough enough, but when you don't have time to really showcase and do what you want to do, get your feet set, go forward with the pass, it really makes it a challenge. And credit the Cougar defense and the game plan that they had coming in.
Well, and I think when you get in this running clock in the second half, the thing that you want to take out of this game is everybody stays healthy. They're down to 17 players. Looked like they were pretty healthy at the end of this game. Hopefully, Sean Sullivan can work some magic and bring 4 or 5 of these kids back next week and bring their numbers back up over 20.
Well, I think, we talked about it at the top of the show about their tough game to start Deckerville, Brown City, and then their conference is wedged in between or sandwiched in between there. And you never want to take a week off, but there's going to be times where you're going to have to value the longevity of the season and understand that you want to bring somebody. It might be better to bring them around week 7, week 8, rather than try to force them into week 5 and week 6. So, there's a balance there. And Coach Gus and his staff and with the training staff with Coach Sullivan, who's been on here, he's been here for 40 years, so it seems. So he has an opportunity and have some input and some voice with it as well. So I think those are key big things for the Cougars as they move forward into week 5, as they're going to be 3-1, as they are 3-1.
3-1 on the season indeed, and really starting with some huge momentum after that first week loss. So great win for the Cougars right now. We're almost to the halfway point in the season, which is hard to believe, but it's been fun and it's been exciting. Next week we've got Garber and Swan Valley at Garber, so we look forward to that. On behalf of the whole crew, I'm Jeff Doan along with Jason Newsham, producing, directing, and filming is Nick Page. That puts the wraps on our Bay City All Saints Cougar Booster Club post-game show. Have a great night, all.